Hello, welcome or welcome back. My name is Emma and today I thought we'd do a fresh start beginners Pilates. It's a new year and some of you are just starting Pilates or some of you are actually just getting into it. So I thought I'd do a back to basics one. So when you're ready, come and join me, grab a mat and this is a nice one for awareness, control and it's just really nice. I enjoy coming back to these ones, even though I've been doing it for 10 years. So come and join me. Okay, so let's bring ourselves down onto our back. And we'll have the knees bent, the feet flat. They are not too far away from us, not too close, just nice comfortable distance. And I want you to start to maybe close down your eyes or come into a soft gaze and start to become a little bit more in tune with the body. So let's feel the back of the head, the back of the shoulders, the back of the pelvis and the soles of our feet grounding down into the mat. We've got a nice natural curve through the back of the neck and the lower back, so nothing too extreme. We don't want our head all the way, back here or back really arched. We want them in a nice, safe position. Let's place our hands, maybe one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the chest, and start to take a deep breath in through the nose. As you breathe in, I want you to breathe into the entire body, so the chest will fill out, maybe the belly as well. But as we breathe out, feel like your belly button is pulling away from your hand and start to feel like you've got this belt around your waist. As you now take a deep breath in again, try to only breathe into your rib cage. Breathe out, pull the belly button away from your hand. So in Pilates, we breathe into our rib cage rather than into our belly. And this allows us to keep that strong center and to really work those core muscles. So just remember to breathe. If you can remember to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, amazing. And then if you can remember to breathe into your rib cage whilst holding that belt, then even better. Let the shoulders soften away from the ears as you continue that breathing and feel like they're sliding down into the back pockets of your trousers. Feel your hip bones nice and level, so they're not tilting one way more than the other. And you might want to maybe flatten the back, rock the pelvis in towards you, and then let the pelvis go the opposite way. And just do that a couple more times until you find your middle point. Maybe even rocking the pelvis from side to side. And then stop where you're in the middle. Good. When you're ready, reach your arms up above your chest, fingertips facing towards the ceiling, palms in towards us. And we're going to see if we can no, we're not going to take them back. We're going to see if we can reach the arms up to the ceiling. So feel like someone's pulling your fingertips all the way up. Now as you do this, try not to arch your neck. Try not to round or lift through your lower back. Try to let this just be the shoulders. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then we'll just keep repeating, reaching the arms up. Just a couple more times. This is protraction, retraction, so nice for really working into those shoulders, the upper back, and finding a nice middle ground. From there, face the palms away from you and see if you can take both arms back without flaring through the rib cage. Try to keep the shoulder blades on the mat, and then we'll reach the arms back above the head. And just do that a couple more times. Again, you've got this lovely awareness. You're trying to reach the arms back without flaring, without letting anything else move. Can you hear the pitter-patters of arching? Good. And then maybe try one arm at a time. You might think, oh, well, one arm's got to be easier than two, right? But actually, Trying to move one arm without the other shoulder blade coming off. Here comes Archie. Oh no, he's going to the mat. Whilst keeping the other arm up is actually more challenging than it seems. He's making a bed with the mat now. Good. And then this time, face the palms in towards one another and see if you can open the arms out to the side, again without flaring the rib cage, and bring the arms back up. I want you to imagine with this, it's almost like you're in water and you've got that slight resistance. Your feet are still grounding into the mat. They're not too close, they're not too far away, knees are bent. Good. And on this last one, stretch the arms out to the side. And you can either leave them here to really ground you. You can imagine pushing into warm sand, or place your hands onto your hips. Okay. When you're ready, see if you can let one knee now open out to the side, rolling onto the outside of your right foot without your pelvis moving, and then draw back in. And then go to the other side. So here, you are trying to keep that lovely pelvic control as you move the legs. So this means pulling the belly button in, finding that awareness. We're still engaged through the rest of the body as well. We're breathing into our rib cage. And then when you're ready, bring the legs back to parallel, and can you slide one leg down and away from you, and maybe when it reaches long, it can slightly lift off the floor, and then we draw it back in. Can we do that without the back arching? Maybe the hips are moving, so we take it a little slower. Good. Let's go one more time each side here. So really small movement, but do you know what? These are some of the best ones, because we have to concentrate so much on them, and it really brings us back to basics, obviously. Okay, I'm going to throw you off here. We're going to reach the arms back up, palms face away from us. The arms are just above the chest, fingertips are pointing up to the ceiling, and really think about those shoulders being not peeled off of the mat like they were before, not squeezing together, but somewhere in the middle. You're going to take your right arm back as you now reach your left leg nice and long. Maybe it hovers off the floor, maybe it stays there. The other leg, the other arm hasn't moved, so the other arm is still pointing up, the other foot is still on the floor. Draw the arm and the leg back in, and then we go on the other side. So this is your dead bug, and this takes a lot of control and coordination. Are you still breathing? It's very easy to hold our breath. Good, just match this one up on the other side. Try not to move through the pelvis. Maybe closing down the eyes to really concentrate. Good. And then let the arms relax. Maybe you want to come into a full body stretch. And let's slowly roll ourselves over into a nice seated position. So you might want to sit on a block. You might, actually I'm going to grab a block. So you might want to sit on a block, because this just really helps us with, oh, where are the blocks in here? This just will really help us with finding length through the spine, and helping us sit a little bit taller, basically. And I always need it, like being blind, I'm so tight through the body. Okay, so have your legs crossed in front, whatever you need, and let's sit nice and tall. So really finding some length through the body. I want you to imagine that you have books on your head, and you know what? If you've got a book nearby, put it on your head, or a cushion maybe, so don't smack you halfway through. And imagine you've got cups of tea on your shoulders, tea or coffee or your favorite drink, and you need to keep it nice and steady. We're going to bring the hands together into cathedral, so palms are together, thumbs go on your chest, fingertips go underneath your chin, and I want you to glue your elbows by your side. We'll take a deep breath in, grow nice and tall as the sit bones anchor down, and then twist over to your right whilst everything stays in line. So your fingertips are still underneath your chin, thumbs are on your chest, and then we come back and we go to the other side. So the lower body basically hasn't moved. Just keep going from right to center, to left to center. And as you turn to the side, can you find even more length? And can you do this without your books, your cushion on your head dropping, and without your sit bones leaving the mat? Good. Go one more time to each side, or match yourself up and come back to center. Good. When you're ready, place your hands by your side, keep your sit bones anchored down, and sweep your right arm up and over your head and come into a nice little side bend. We're not going to do too much on our side actually. I will do that in another video. I'm planning to make this a little series. But yeah, come into a little side bend. So you're bending through the left elbow. And I want you to imagine as you sweep that right arm over your head, the rest of your body is anchoring down to the floor. And you're stuck between two panes of glass. I know that's not nice, but that feeling of not being able to move forwards or back. And then do the same to the other side. So come into this nice side bend on the other side. So now you're leaning over to the right, left arm is over the head. And just keep switching from side to side. So the elbow or the hand that's on the floor, the elbow can bend. And the other arm just sweeps over. You're trying to get your arm by the side of your ear. Head can turn up to look towards the hand or down to the floor. Let's go one more time each side. And you might want to do this against a wall to keep you nice and upright, or you might want to do this just where you are. But yeah, try to really think about this lovely control and the opposite waist pulling you up. Good, let's finish with some stuff on our front. So I'm going to pop the block to the side. I want you to bring yourself onto your hands and knees, and you might even want your cushion or your block to rest on your back to see if you're staying balanced. Let me just check my microphone. Are we still on? Yes, we are. I've had it upside down. How long has it been upside down for? Oh no. It's been upside down. Okay. I think we're good. I think that might have just been when I went on my front, maybe. I hope. Hey. I've just got this microphone. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. So you're going to bring your hands spread nice and wide underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Your shoulders are shoulder width apart. Your knees are hip distance apart. And I want you to slowly round your spine all the way up. So find this lovely cat stretch. You're tucking your tailbone under and your head. And then we go the opposite way. Now, when we go the opposite way, I don't want you to sink into your back. I more want you to find lift for your tailbone and your chest. And then we just keep going one way and back the other. So we're coming in between extension and flexion. Good. And then find somewhere in the middle. So that's a nice way of finding your kind of neutral, your middle ground. From here, this time we're going to swivel. So you're trying to twist your whole upper body and your hips in towards one another over to the right. We come to center and then we twist over to the left. And we just keep twisting. So you're creating this curve to the side of the room. But as you do that, it's like you're still trying to stay in center. So see if you can keep the weight through the hands and the knees exactly the same. Good. And then come back to center. And this time, can you tuck just your pelvis under? So we're going to start to work the lower abs. So you're going to roll your pelvis under, really tuck your tailbone. and then release back to that natural curve. We go again, we tuck the pelvis under, and then we release. Good, so can you feel the abs? My hair is covering my face, but anyway. Hopefully you should feel the lower abs working. Do you know what? This one's really, I feel this one a lot. It's the tiniest movement, but oh my, I really, really feel it. Good, so just that pelvis. So we're rolling our pelvis in, we're pulling our belly button in, feel those lower abs, and then release. Let's do that one last time. And then we'll pull back in, or come back to neutral, and then sit back child's pose. So this is where we sit back towards our heels, stretch the arms nice and long, and feel that lovely stretch through the upper back, the arms, through the spine. Good. When you're ready, let's come up again onto the hands and knees. Back where we were, our lovely box. Find your flat back. And we're going to see if we can reach our right leg or left leg, doesn't matter, nice and long without our hips changing position. And then pull back in. Switch to the other side. Now, as you do that, try not to shift the weight. Try not to swivel from side to side. Try to find that lovely, lovely middle ground. We'll just do this a couple more times because I'm aware that, especially when you're first starting this, there's a lot of work on your hands and knees where you're feeling maybe work going through the arms. If you feel you can, for these last ones, can you reach your opposite arm along the floor long and then draw back in? So again, I'm planning to make this into a mini series. So what I will be doing is building on these exercises. So we're reaching our opposite arm to leg along the floor, stretching long. It doesn't leave the floor. And then we draw back in. While we keep a nice flat back, while we keep our shoulders away from our ears and we breathe. That's probably the hardest bit because we forget to breathe. Good. One more time, let's match it up on the other side if you haven't already. Good. Draw back in and sit back again towards your heels. Good. From here, tuck your toes under, come into a little crouch and walk your hands to your feet. And let's come into a little crouch where we're rocking on and off of our toes or the balls of our feet. I'm going to move up a little bit more so I'm actually on the mat. And then when you're ready, hug your knees right into the chest, curve over your legs, walk your hands by the side of your feet or just in front. Press your heels down and straighten your legs. So you're reaching down towards your feet, feeling this lovely little hamstring stretch. Bend your knees where you need to and try to shift the weight over so you're not pushing your hips back. And then when you're ready, start to roll up through the spine. So keep the head down, send your tailbone down towards your heels. Feel the lower back, the middle back, then the upper back and the shoulders and then the head as we stand tall. Get my balance. We'll do that just a couple more times. We're going to roll down. So nod the chin to the chest. Peel down. Feel your tailbone anchoring down towards the mat. When you can't keep it down anymore, imagine it sliding up a wall. You're trying not to send your hips back. You're going up and over the legs, reaching where you can. Maybe this is halfway. Maybe you can reach all the way down. Maybe you need to bend your knees. And then we're going to roll all the way up through the spine, bone by bone, until we stand tall. Let's go one more time to finish. Finding that awareness through the spine, reaching down, and then rolling all the way back up, standing nice and tall. And you're done for part one. I would say try to do this maybe every day, 3 times a week, at least 2 times a week. for the next week, and then hopefully there will be a part 2 the week after, if not the week after that. I'm hoping to do maybe 3 or 4 parts, so I'll leave it down in the description down below if there is another part. But yeah, I would say try to do this regularly, build up, come back to this whenever you need it, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you did and let me know what you'd like to see maybe after this series. But yeah, I am going to put all this away, kick my guide dog off of the mat that he's stolen from over there, and get going with the rest of my day. But yeah, enjoy the rest of yours, and I will see you next week for another one. Take care, bye.